Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Rhombus Connection this week. This is Julia Shuster. You, of course, are tuned into listener-supported JEMP Radio. I'm just raging. I'm ready to go. I am so excited for today's show. We, of course, are back in the timeline with King Gizzard today. As y'all know, I had said that I'm going to start to regularly play Giz on my show about once a month. And here we are. And not only are we playing Giz today, but my guest is huge. And I thought no better way to start out the Giz content of 2026 than with the innovator, the founder, the man behind K.G.L.W.net, Justin Mando. Hi, Justin.
Hey there. Thanks for having me. Really glad to be here.
I'm just happy that you're willing to talk to me. You're willing to be the voice behind the site. And yeah, so you're a big Giz fan. But are we allowed to out you to JEMP Radio fans in the background as also having been a Fish fan?
Oh, absolutely. No, Fish is definitely my background. I've been seeing Fish since '98, been a big fan of Fish all the way through. And K.G.L.W.net got founded actually in a Fish Discord server. So yeah, we're connected deeply to Fish. Although not all of our team, we're not all Fish fans. So I got to make that clear. You know, they would make sure that I would make that clarification.
Yeah, is there a little Fish fan, Giz fan rivalry at all? I'm not as knowing as you are yet of the scene. So what's going on in the background with the friendliness?
I wouldn't say it's a rivalry between any Fish or Giz fans. I think it's more like where people are coming from. You know, Giz has got such a broad discography, you know, playing all different genres of music. So you've got your metal Giz heads who kind of came in right before the jam band Giz heads. And so it's just, you know, it's a mix of all different types of people. So, but I don't see it as rivalries. I think people really get along beautifully. And I mean, for me, that's what's been amazing is like coming into this from Fish and loving jam band music. And then realizing, you know what, I actually like metal. Like I never knew, but I actually like metal. You know, like I like this type of stuff and I just had never even explored it.
Okay, well, yay. All right, that's good to know. There is no unspoken rule against Fish fans in the Giz scene. We are all welcome. And I do like how you mentioned that, you know, they broadened their genres. They have such a wide scope of the type of music that they're playing, adding Nathan recently going mod synths, hooking the techno folks now as well. It feels like there's room for everyone and any taste you have can be found within Giz's catalog.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, there is just so much to explore, you know, even in my own, you know, friends, family, you know, I can always find something that I think that they'll enjoy. But then also there's a decent amount that I know that they won't also, you know, but there's only like us chosen few who like really love it all, you know, and but there are a lot, and there are just so many people who fall into that category of just like, you know what, I love all of this stuff. It's new to me, but I love it. Or some people who've kind of got this background and they just like to see that all their tastes are represented in one band. But Fish is kind of like that too, you know. I mean, Fish has that, you know, in a way as well.
I'll give you my favorite German word. Folks in this space know that I am German. I come from a German background. I'll say Jein. I feel like Giz encompasses a lot more different types of music than Fish does. Fish is always Fish to me, and Giz left and right is just shocking me with who they are and what they want to be, and I don't know, but feels so refreshing to get to talk about all this. But
I totally agree.
That being said, because Giz is so broad, they are so all-encompassing, and their music and their albums and their discography and their shows go so deep, it seemed like there really needed to be what hadn't existed before you came along, which was K.G.L.W.net. So we've said the website now a few times, K.G.L.W.net. Why don't you tell folks what is K.G.L.W.net? What are your goals? And if they're going to go over there right now while they're going to jempradio.com and giving us a donation, because we are also not for profit, What would they find? How can they use the site? Who are you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, we are a free resource, primarily. I mean, really, we're like Fishnet. I mean, we started because a bunch of us were sitting around saying, like, how is there no .NET for Giz? And that's what we set out to create. And that's how it started. I mean, we started with set lists. We have statistics on our site. You can make a user account and track all your shows and see your most played songs and rarities and all that type of stuff. But our site has grown quite a bit, and it's really just been, through community outreach, people reaching out to us. We've started a blog on the site, which is one of my favorite parts. Publishing all types of different writing and analysis of shows. I mean, deep dives into the Gizverse and, all that type of stuff. We have Giz Tapes now, which is a music streaming service, where it's all free, but, you can go in and play any Giz show on there. Got hundreds of recordings on that. So we have the Gizverse guide. We have song histories. I mean, the song histories were a monumental undertaking. Just amazing stuff. Almost all written by one guy named Timeland is Wacky, and just incredible stuff there. So we've got all the song histories. We've got lyrics. There's an interview archive. So like all of the interviews that the band has given, we have an archive for that. So basically we're just trying to track as much Giz info as we can, have it all in one place. And yeah, that's been our goal. And so far it's really come together beautifully. It's kind of amazing. I mean, it's been 3 years now that we've been around, just over 3 years. And yeah, it's kind of, we always just feel like it's just incredible that this thing has come together in the way that it has, because it's been a true team effort. Lots of people involved.
I mean, thank you for all of your hard work. I cannot be any less truthful than to say when I made the jump from casual Giz listener of like, okay, they're good, I hear one or two of their songs, I've been to a show or two, and when I officially joined the Weirdo Swarm, the first thing I did was I was scouring y'all's website, going deep diving into the Gizverse. That guide to the Gizverse was so helpful. My son, who's 14, who has also just fallen head over heels for Giz as well, he's in there referencing stuff and looking at it, and now he and I are like talking about what we read, what we saw. So like, wow. We've said the Gizverse a few times, and again, assuming maybe we have some new to Giz listeners, what is the Gizverse in a nutshell? Can you even explain what the heck that is and why there needs to be a guide?
I think Fish fans can get the Gizverse very well, because it's kind of like Gamehenge. I mean, it really is. I think there's a pretty clear not a conscious connection between like Stu and Trey or anything like that. But I mean, the Gizverse is just, kind of connections of stories and characters that repeat across different songs. And, and that's something that Giz has done really nicely, is, include narratives, not even just in one album, but across multiple albums, like, Han Tayumi, the cyborg who wants to feel what it is to be human, kind of appears across multiple different songs. And, so that would be kind of something to do with the Gizverse. But yeah, that's been really fun to track and to try to kind of understand. And we have lots of people, kind of invested in, looking deep into that. That stuff has been really cool, but equally interesting to dig into for us has been just the history of the band. I mean, one of the first things that we did, like a big success of the site early on, was that we were able to interview Giz's professor. Like they had a music professor in 2010. I think it was in 2010 this recording came out, and so we got to interview their professor, who taught them, and kind of helped them get their start, help them, get this grant that allowed them to then move to the States and to record and play over there, which is really where things took off for them in a big way. So, so we've been like investigating, their early history and all these old shows. I mean, and it's been really fascinating. We've got some amazing archivists on the team, that have just dug through Facebook comments from, 10 years ago, trying to figure out what was the song that was played here, or they'll get an image from one show and, realize because of the finger positioning that Joey has on the neck of his guitar, it must be this song and not that one. I mean, it goes deep, and I really feel fortunate to be surrounded by these people who have this really deep knowledge of the band and just this awesome passion.
I mean, there is a whole slew of us that love hyperfixation and puzzles, and it seems like the Gizverse has nothing less than that to offer. So
Absolutely, that is totally true.
Well, we're going to get into some music now because, we all love music. We want to play some music now. And you picked to start us out with today the Chicago 23, and we're going to do Honey Through Down the Sink. There's a really good chunk in there of some of my favorite stuff, which is Hate Dancin, and Shanghai is before that, and Astroturf. But God, I love Hate Dancin. So I was really happy when you picked this show. But yeah, what was special real quick about this show to you before we just go ahead and play some of it?
This was one of the first Giz shows that I traveled to, and, first time seeing a show in Chicago. And also, this is when the site had been around for a little while, not quite a year at that point, but first time got to meet a bunch of the people that had been working on it in person. We'd been collaborating online for a long time, so that made it really special to me.
Awesome. Well, we're going to play this, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about how the site got conceptualized and how y'all come together. But for now, everyone, please enjoy this nice chunk from Chicago 23, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Some of that 3,000. Yeah, one time in Shanghai, I got so high. Can't do a fucking hot side, man. Speak for yourself, brother. You're still trapped inside your own mind. Thank you. Whoa!
Nice one, Doug. Okay.
Alrighty. Alright. Thank you for coming. Weather's a bit better than yesterday.
Still might rain though.
Alright, let's do it. Everyone good?
Yeah.
I fucking hate dancing, love it. This song's called Astroturf. Cool texture, suitable color, miniature forest, better than nature. Make me feel better, knowing I won't go out of my lawn and see that no more. Well, everything's still, even infernal. Right on the monster, it's never been straighter. The dog shit Herod, Who said we didn't go to Berkeley?
I did. I said that.
Oh, okay. The price is right.
Hey, I'm dressed like a Bud Light can. Thoughts?
Anyone can have a sip.
All right, cookie dog. Let's do some dog type shit. Yeah?
Yeah, some straight up.
Let's do a doggy style.
Yeah, dog.
This one's called Down the Sink. Ready, fellas?
Kitchen.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Chicago 23, Honey, Shanghai, Hate Dancin, Astroturf, Down the Sink. You are at the Rhombus Connection on listener-supported JEMP Radio, and this is a King Gizzard Day. I had mentioned right before we headed out to the new year that I'm going to start playing a lot more Giz on my show, and here we are, and it is a huge day, the first show of 2026 in the Gizverse, and we have nobody else but Justin Mando, the founder of K.G.L.W.net. He was the one that picked that music for us because it was kind of the first show you said you were at after the founding of K.G.L.W.net.
Yeah, that's right. That was the first one that I got a chance to go to and, traveled to. There was, a big gathering of fans beforehand. So I got to meet a bunch of people, pass out stickers. We'd been busy making t-shirts and stickers and, all that kind of stuff to spread the word about the site. And it was just some of the, the first instances where we ran into people in the wild who actually knew of the site and were using it. And, it just was like, wow, our work is actually paying off. People actually like this. They're really going to the site. They're checking out set lists. And, that was just so fun. But really, it was also just meeting the team members, meeting these people that I'd been collaborating with, for nearly a year at that point. And just realizing wow, these people are fantastic. And now we're great friends. The guy that I saw Chicago 23 with, we just saw Fish together, in Pittsburgh in the summers. So, we're buddies and, and it's great to have all these friends in the Giz community that have come out of the site.
I was at that show too. I was at that Pittsburgh show. That actually was great show, for Giz fans with that heavy what's going through your mind, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was amazing.
I put that kind of in a more Giz vein, possibly.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell me the backstory. You just, like we said, y'all realized the Gizverse is huge. There's so much depth. Nobody was tracking the set list. Nobody was tracking the stories, connecting the lyrics. Y'all knew of Fishnet. You knew of similar websites. But how did you make it happen? And how many people are on your team? And how does it all work? Tell me about the bits and the bobs and the cogs and the things.
Sure. Yeah. So I got to start with a German word myself, and this is Zeitgeist, because really in October of 22 is when we founded the site, and it was the spirit of the times. There was just something in the air that people, it was, Giztober 22. It was just 3 albums released that month. And I mean, there was just a frenzy. People were so excited. And among my Fish fan friends, we're hanging out in a Discord server chatting. We thought, how can there not be .net for Giz? And so that was the start. We opened up, I was able to get the domain KGLW.net for $17 for the year. So I got that and said, I don't know what's going to happen here, but let's just start this and see. And so I put some set lists up on the site. Some of the people from the Fish server that I was in, we started our own development server for the site. And that's really how things unfolded is, we started working on it with the Fish fan friends that we had. And then other people saw the site somehow and they joined in and asked us, hey, could I contribute, coming from different places, coming from the .net forums. Some people came from Fantasy Tour, people kind of saw us and from different areas and kind of came in and joined. And then we also reached out to people too, when we would see hey, you're working on something or other. One of the first big things that came to us was the Gizverse guide, which was written by one of our Australian team members who has a website called Boiler Rhapsody. It's a blog, and he had his Gizverse guide located there. And so we said, hey, would you be willing to bring the Gizverse guide to our site? I think it would be a good fit. And so he came in and collaborated and really was one of the first people to join that was not from our little Fish community. But then, from there, we just grew and grew, more and more people joined. And, our Discord server where we still do all of our planning and all of our discussion and everything for the site has quite a few members in it. But really, we have an active team of probably 10 or 12 people. We meet every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That works for, well, we have some European members who will stay up until 3 a.m. to join the meetings. But I mean, it kind of works for everybody around the world. And it is really kind of an international team. Dominant, mostly it's American members, but we've got people from all over, and we really just meet to try to figure out what to do next. Like our next big thing coming up is we have the Gizzies. We've created this like Giz award show, and so this is our second annual Gizzies is coming out. I mean, and that's really what it's been. It's been like, hey, what can we do that would be fun? What would be useful? I want to know this stat. Can we do this? No. Well, how do we do it? And all of that stuff though has come from us signing on with a platform called Songfish. So Songfish is the platform that our site runs on, and it was founded by Adam Scheinberg, who you might know his name from Fishnet. So he's the guy who has run Fishnet for a really long time, and he started this platform called Songfish, which is kind of like Fishnet, but this version, kind of like a commercial version that lots of other bands could use, bands and fans of bands could use. And so he helped us get set up on that platform, which enabled us to like create user accounts and statistics and all that kind of stuff. And, we just had a great period of a couple years working with him with Songfish and kind of developing all these new tools. And, he really got us because he's a Fishnet guy. So he kind of gets this kind of rabid fandom and all this desire for these deep statistics and all that sort of thing. So, so that worked out really well. And, that was a big part of the growth of our site, was to get onto the Songfish platform. That's now owned by a new person, and we're kind of excited about new development directions for the Songfish platform, and we're seeing all kinds of new updates and things there. But yeah, I mean, those were some of the big kind of steps along the way, but it's really been just finding people who have that same passion, who are willing to come in and help out. And it's been, people with all different types of expertise, whether it's, artistic talent or writers or somebody who's just really good at, picking out teases and shows and has the patience to listen to all these old shows to figure out, what the accurate set lists are and all that type of stuff. So it's been a huge group effort.
Wow. I mean, obviously a huge, huge amount of work. And I am always so grateful to folks like you who are willing to put in the time and the effort. I'd put you in the bucket of someone like our own founder, Race, who tirelessly works beyond his regular job and family to keep something like this afloat, just out of the love of the music, the community, the fandom. I love that your team is international, because that's another thing I love about Giz and the Gizverse 2 is that it is so international. It has a lot of different lenses. It has so many fans throughout the world. So I think it's really cool that you're getting all those different voices and perspectives in there to represent the band and your site. If somebody is listening and they would want to look into possibly contributing to you all, are you open to that? How would they get in touch with you? If I wanted to write a blog post, how would I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We are always looking for new contributors, in many different ways. I mean, really just reach out to us through our email address. I mean, team@K.G.L.W.net would be a good place to reach out. Like if you'd want to join the team to help out with anything, or to contribute a blog post or anything like that. But yeah, we're always happy to bring in new people. And, this is the kind of thing where, we have our members who have been, kind of like the core group that's been sticking with this for years, but this is also a volunteer effort. So, it's typical you have people who kind of come and go, and that's always welcome too. We have no problem with, bringing people in when they have a passion to do, a particular thing. And, it's not like everybody has to stick around forever, but it's just been awesome to have that kind of open door and to meet all these new people and kind of provide this space. By profession, I'm an educator and I teach writing, and so to be able to create this space where we're helping people publish their writing on music, on a passion of theirs, it's not anything I anticipated when I started this, but it has just been so meaningful to me. I mean, it's been an amazing journey so far, and I know that we're at the very beginning. I've had an opportunity now, and I've had the fortune to be able to talk to Fishnet founders like Charlie Dirksen and Ellis Goddard, got a chance to talk a good bit with Ted Rockwell, who founded Everyday Companion, the Widespread Panic site, and learning from those guys about what it has taken to keep their sites and those organizations going for these years is, you realize that this is a long haul. Like, we're only 3 years in, those guys are 30 years in, it's like, it's a lot different. And so I kind of think about that a lot. Like, I've often thought it's kind of like I bought a tortoise and I didn't realize that this thing is probably going to live like my entire life. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's our goal. Yeah.
It's going to go on for a long time. Which of your children will inherit it?
Exactly. Well, I've already they already saw their first Giz show this summer at Merriweather Post Pavilion at the orchestral stuff. So that was a good introduction for them.
Wow. I mean, I am just so inspired. My heart is just so warm and all of it is just glittering for me. If anyone, most of y'all that listen to my show know that this is what I live for: the heart, the story, the connections, the growth, the community. And it's just really, really humbling to see what you've created in such a small period of time and be so excited about the growth that it's going to get to have with the band over hopefully a very, very, very long time. So, yay!
Absolutely, that's our hope.
Real quick, before I do lead into the music, because we are going to go back into some music, just a real quick yes or no, and depending on your answer, we might talk about it when we come back to wrap up. Have you heard any inklings of, does the band know that you exist?
Yes, they know we exist.
Oh, right. I'm excited to hear more about that when we come to wrap up, but we're going to go play some Field of Vision from this summer. And this is the 17th, August 17th, and we're starting with and again, Justin chose all this because obviously, and we're starting with the K.G.L.W. outro, Sense into Set. So y'all enjoy that. And when we come back, we're going to wrap it up with Justin Mando, founder of KGLW.net.
Thank you. Check, 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 check.
slay the mighty set, 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 slay the mighty set. Just squeezing day into night with something natural pressure. Out of the reality, and keen out of fight. The bright eye is the sun, and let the moon flow.
just finished out a nice little chunk from Field of Vision, K.G.L.W, outro, Sense into Set, King Gizzard, and the Lizard Wizard, Julia Shuster. You're at the Rhombus Connection on listener-supported JEMP Radio. Today is a King Gizzard Day, and what a King Gizzard Day it has been, because one of the main reasons we wanted to play that K.G.L.W outro for that second portion of music is that we have the innovator, the founder, the man behind K.G.L.W.net, Justin Mando. Thanks for hanging out with me today and sharing all your knowledge.
Oh, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it, Julia. This has been great.
So if y'all aren't getting it by now, K.G.L.W.net. Hopefully you've popped over to that website while you were listening to the music. Justin shared all about kind of what it is and how it got started and shared about the team. And right before I led into the music, I asked him, does Giz know about his website? And he said yes. So what's up with that? Did Stu write you an email being like, oh my God, thank you, man, for being our archivist?
It hasn't quite happened like that. So the band has been very gracious with requests of ours to post their lyrics on our site and things like that. We've been communicating with their manager, asking for photo passes to shows and that sort of thing. And they've been really, really nice and supportive, but they've also, they're keeping their professional distance though. We are a fan site and we don't want to ever pass ourselves off as, officially representing the band. That's not what we are at all. We're like Fishnet, we really are just run by fans, and we are, there to be a resource, a free resource for everyone. And, but yeah, the interactions with them have been really kind, and they've been very supportive, and they're just, they're really open to the whole community. They really have that kind of DIY ethos, and they are very much, open to people, making their own art out of the things that King Gizzard has already made.
Well, you, like JEMP Radio, are for the people, by the people. That is one of our taglines, and you were so close to saying it, but I got to say that we got that in common. For the people, by the people, for fans, by fans. But we wanted to share too, real quick before we wrap up, because that is a very special thing about Giz, is their openness to the fans. And I don't think a lot of people coming into their world understand what makes them stand out in the way of, I just say, like, open sourceness. What's special about that, and yeah, how your website kind of fits into all that as well as being fan run?
Well, Giz has opened the doors to really all of their music. I mean, they stream all of their shows for free, live streaming, the shows, so you can tune into those. After the shows, the soundboards are available for free to all of their shows. And not only the soundboards, they even publish like the stems of the shows so that you can hear, the individual tracks, remix, print your own, you can get your own vinyl made. They have a bootlegger program, where they even released, they started it by releasing a full album, for free to everyone, and this is something that they continually do, is they just, provide their music for free in lots of different ways. And they've taken steps to invite people in, and just to allow people to make things with, with the influence that they have brought to the table. And that's what we've done. We've been excited by all their music and the messages that they share. And, we've all wanted to get involved in different ways, and we've found all types of different ways to do that. So that's what's been fun and been going on at K.G.L.W.net.
Yeah, it's so cool. As soon as I really understood that about them, I, even more so than before, was like, I am so in. I am part of the Weirdo Swarm now. This band is amazing. They just put their art out there, and they give everyone access to it, and it just grows and grows and grows. And from art stems art, and just, yeah, the Gizverse. The Gizverse is all I'll say.
Yeah, their entire discography is on Bandcamp as pay as you want. So you can get any of the albums. It's all there for you.
It is all there for you. And if you want to know where to start, I would say go to K.G.L.W.net, and that's the place to start, right?
That's a good call. Yeah, appreciate that plug, Julia. Thank you.
It makes sense. Makes sense. No pun intended. We just played sense, so it makes sense to me. Oh, well, it has been just an honor to connect with you today, to get to share your story. I hope this is just the beginning. Gonna throw in a fish quip in here. The only rule is it begins. So I look forward, hopefully, to having more of your team and more of you on Gizzard on the Rhombus Connection at JEMP Radio. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I guess we got to say goodbye for now.
Yeah, thank you again. I really appreciate the opportunity, and yeah, definitely be listening to lots of shows in the future.
Yay. Well, y'all make sure before you end your day, go over to jempradio.com. Please, please, please hit that donate button. We are listener supported, volunteer run, just like K.G.L.W.net. So many of us do so much for free. But y'all keep on keeping on. Keep it tuned to JEMP Radio. And I'll see you next week at the Rhombus Connection. Bye.
Bye-bye.